Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can, just tell me that I can.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Mikey, and as always, riding with me, my boy Tommy. What's going on, brother?
What is going on, Mr. Mikey? Happy Friday to you. The season is over.
Everyone. Hey, you want to hit on this?
Yeah. Jason, just to know everyone has their own opinion, so don't anyone get hostile because someone else's opinion isn't the same as yours. I said my piece. Jason, my buddy, I love Jason, man. Jason's a good dude. I know what he's going at, and that's funny because I actually was not going to talk about this. Me and Mikey just talked just maybe a minute before going live. Mikey said I shouldn't, or not say I shouldn't, but Mikey said it probably. Who cares? But since you brung it up, fuck it. I'll talk about it. Listen. We work really hard on this channel. Whether you think we know our stuff or not, it's whatever, right? It's opinion-based talk show. And every Bills podcast, every national sports show is all opinion-based, right? Everyone has their opinions. Not everyone's going to agree. But to down talk to somebody, especially somebody that's been a subscriber to this channel for a long time, you guys should know that we put a lot of work in this channel, that we're not just random people talking about the Buffalo Bills that know nothing about this team. Yeah, man, like I take a little offense to that. But we can have fun on here. You guys comment, you know that. Like Spin and he always tells me go on my short bus. Like we take jokes very, very well. It's just when you down talk somebody, leaving comments after we put a lot of work, by the way, in our channel and our videos. And if you don't agree, it's fine. Like you can write a comment, say, no, I don't agree with it. But when you down talk to us, like we're just idiots and who are we to talk about the Buffalo Bills and the ownership or GM or whatever, it's kind of a slap in the face because you've been watching us for a long time and you know it's opinion based and you don't have to agree with everything. So just be cool with us, man. And be respectful. That's all I ask. If you don't agree with us, that's cool, man. Like that's what this is about. That's what you guys are here for. That's what me and Mikey very rarely agree. We're fucking almost total opposites. Almost. Like we didn't even agree on this subject that I'm talking about now. So that's cool. It's fine. That's my one pet peeve, Mikey. It's my only one thing. I don't like being talked down to like I'm just this idiot throwing videos out there and I know nothing about what I'm talking about. I would expect that, Mikey, from somebody who's never been on this channel that doesn't know us. I get that and fine. But people that you guys, loyal subscribers that have been here should know better. That's all I'm going to say. So let's move on. It's a fucking end of the Buffalo Bills season. Oh, that's the shitty part. That's shitty.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And we're here way too early. Once again, way too early doing our season recap.
I will tell you, Tommy, I have not watched any Bills content over the last week. I just didn't have it in me. Like I went on X and people were ripping Allen, and I'm just like, I can't do it.
Oh, dude, you have no idea because I put a couple videos out, right?
I can't even do it.
And holy crap, because I know you haven't been on my YouTube, our channel.
Anything.
Right. So let me tell you, I've been quite busy commenting back and forth to people about Josh Allen, a lot about Josh Allen, Mikey. And, most of them were cool when I just said, hey, we're going to agree to disagree on this one. You know what I mean? Because the Allen is trash thing it just rubs me the wrong way because it's clearly you're not really seeing the big picture. You didn't watch what he did this year. He wasn't perfect, but damn, did he give us a chance in pretty much every single game, and pretty much was our offense yet again. Our whole offense.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thing that I saw was they were talking about that the second down throw that they should have went to Diggs. Listen, Diggs was 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. If you go back and look at this at the overview of all 22, there was a guy playing him. He would have 4 yards away from him. He would have gotten a couple yards and went third and shorter. But Allen went for the end zone. It didn't connect. It happened.
And I agree. So here's that whole sequence, because I went over it too. Because I didn't want to, I wanted to see both arguments, right? Both sides, right? To make it fair. That whole sequence there, I honestly, guys, I don't mind the second down throw to Shakir. In my opinion, I thought it was a good decision that the defense just happened to bump him and the throw was short. However, the very next down, I do have a problem with, because when he rolled out, he had before he even started rolling out, I believe it was Shakir and I think it was Diggs. I have to go look closer because I couldn't see because there was 2 receivers in the same spot in the middle. And even when he rolled out, they were still open. Now, I don't know if they would have gotten the first down, Mikey. However, Josh Allen has thrown that throw, hundreds of times. That crossbody throw to the middle. He's done it. If that wasn't Josh Allen, I would say fine. I get it. He's throwing trying to get to the end zone. But if you throw that ball there, he's definitely connecting to Shakir, and it's probably 2 yards, a yard short, right? But now you got better field position for Tyler Bass if you're going to go for the field goal, or you could go for it on a 4th and short, like 4th and 2, 4th and 1, because that would have picked up about 7-8 yards. That's my only problem in that whole thing. I didn't mind the second down, but the third down, I think he just got a little happy feet, and he was trying to make something happen in the end zone again. To make up for maybe the second down play in the end zone, but he had Shakir in the middle of the field. He was there. So that's my only problem with the sequence.
I didn't actually have a problem with the third down. Here's the reason why. Josh Allen makes that throw 9 times out of 10. But that one time, it's usually overthrown and picked. If Josh Allen throws it across body and it's off and he gets picked, imagine what the comments are then. He played it smart, threw it away, had a chance for a field goal. The field goal was missed. So I'm not going to kill him for not throwing it back across his body. Should he have gone underneath the Diggs on the play before? I don't know. That's a flip of the coin.
I agree. I agree.
The coverage, the guy was there. Was he wide open? Yes, he was wide open 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. It wasn't going to, and then it was a race between that linebacker and Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Did I have a problem with his decision to go to Shakir? No, because Shakir was wide open. He just couldn't step into it and didn't have enough on.
Yeah. I agree. I think we both kind of I'm just saying I agree. Like I said, I almost could see both sides, right? But I don't think because he made the decision to go to Shakir, he's garbage. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. I think you could see both sides and agree with both sides that like we're doing now. Okay, yeah. We think he should have went there, but if you're going to make the argument he should have went to Diggs, I could see that. I could understand that argument. And like I said, I get the cross body throw would have been tough. Yeah. I just think I've seen him do it time and time again, and I really feel like
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but he just didn't look though either. I just feel like in my thing, I just feel like he was rolling out and he was trying to make something, make something. Yeah, and I thought that was a lot tougher than obviously second down throw, which he just got hit. You know what I mean? He wasn't rolling out, making a crazy throw to Shakir. It was there, but Dawkins got really bullied backwards by a really good defender. And
Chris Jones is that guy.
Yeah, Chris Jones is that guy, and it threw him off. It just threw him off because, man, he had him. And nobody, by the way,
into it. That's the
if he
part.
makes the throw and it's a touchdown, nobody's talking about that play that Diggs was open.
I think it's insane that the national media, was killing him too. He's not a winner. He's good, but he's not elite. Like,
it's wild.
Stop
it's
it.
wild.
Stop
and I've got the other argument, by the way. I told you, I've been dealing with comments all week, Mikey. Trust me. It's not just one, right? Like a ton. The other that I've been getting, right, a ton of, is, Josh Allen couldn't even go over 200 yards. Okay, so I told him, and I would reply back. Same reply. Matter of fact, I would copy paste it because I got so sick and tired of having to rewrite it. And I'm like, look, did you actually, did you watch the complete game? Did you actually watch the game, or are you just commenting, leaving because you saw the stats? If you watched the game, there was multiple throws hit directly in receivers' hands that would have put Josh Allen well over 200 passing yards.
He would have been well over 300 passing
yards. It's damn close to it, if not damn close to it, right? And possibly even a touchdown, another passing touchdown.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to remember that. And then I got a reply back, Patrick Mahomes receivers dropped. And I said, sure. And look what's going on with
zero that game.
Right. No, but I'm saying in general. I said, okay, but look what happened to Patrick Mahomes. Look at your offense this year. It wasn't the best because of drops. If he had capable receivers, then yeah. So yes, you could kind of make that argument, but you can't come back and be like, he's trash because he didn't throw for over 200 yards. It's a team game. Players need to step up and also make plays. He can't throw it to himself down the field. It's not how it works. So it's a shame that our number one receiver couldn't catch right some balls thrown his way, and he has no room to talk about the one that he didn't get thrown to him after the ones that were thrown were dropped. So just throwing out there as well. So no, I it's a crazy thing how people want to blame Allen that he can't get it done. It's almost like they're looking at it like it's a one-on-one basketball game. Allen versus Mahomes. That's not how it works. You got offense and defense. You got 11 players, 22 altogether. Everyone has to do their job, including the coaches. And everyone, by the way, a lot of people also are blind to the fact that the coaches have let this team down, especially defense. I showed you the stats, Mikey. Unbelievable. And the 4 losses, last playoff losses. The amount of points given up by McDermott defense. And another argument, Mikey, I've been hearing is, injuries, blah, blah. First of all, McDermott has paid millions of dollars to the defense. Matter of fact, he's concentrated on the defense since day one. Nobody talks about that. 2017, we traded away basically Patrick Mahomes for Tre'Davious White. That's really what we did, okay? Because we wanted to go defense. We wanted to build a defensive team for our defensive-minded head coach. We paid free agents left and right, big-time money. Since 2017, we very rarely paid attention to the offense. Very rarely. And it's led us nowhere. Our defense has failed almost every single season in the playoffs when it counts the most. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about the head coach. That's my problem with Sean McDermott. And a lot of people don't see it. My God, guys. He's year 8.
Listen, he's a good head coach.
Sure. Yes.
He just, the defense. Here's the problem. We spend so much money on our defensive line that disappears
right
in the biggest game every year, and that's my biggest problem. Do I have a problem spending money on Hyde and Poyer? No, they are very good and they don't disappear.
Sure,
but where was Leonard Floyd that game? Where was Greg Rousseau that game? Where was Von Miller? Where was Daquan Jones? Where was that all?
Yeah,
nobody got any pressure at all.
Nothing.
And say what you want about the whole Josh Allen 200-yard things. They rushed 3 and dropped 8 every play. And Josh had to take the underneath. He played smart. It's funny that he gets killed for being both sides, because that's what the Jets did, and he tried to push it downfield, and he got killed because he threw interceptions. So
he played.
He played the smart game.
He played the smart game. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mikey.
We outdid them in every stat category. Scoreboard.
Yeah, every stat category. Yeah, bro. In time possession, 37-22. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the stat line, that you would think the Bills, demolished the Kansas City Chiefs, owned them, and that just wasn't the case.
We just gave up so many big chunk plays on defense.
Huge chunk. It was crazy. It wasn't just a pass. That's why I keep telling people too. It wasn't just Patrick Mahomes. We were letting big 10-yard runs, 15-yard. We couldn't even stop them when we know they were running at the end of the game. Yeah. Guys, this is reality. But yeah, it's I talked in my last video. I'm like, dude, I'm so done talking McDermott for a while. Just because one, he's staying, right? Yep. If anyone watched the press conference at the end of the year, he's staying. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be here. I really truly believe in 2026 when we open the new stadium. And it all we can hope for, Mikey, at this right now, I'll be honest with you, is that our offense is unfucking believable, makes up for the defense in the playoffs, and really that's it, because I can't trust McDermott's defense in the playoffs anymore. I think they're fine in the regular season. I think he's a good regular season coach. I think he's a guy that's going to continue to get us to the playoffs. And then that's where it starts to get rough for this team, this defense. So
my take is stop putting the money on the defense, draft young defensive guys, and start putting your free agent dollars in the offense. If we're going to crumble in the playoffs anyways, I'd rather crumble with a bunch of young guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, make it a
Jacob, Jacob comes in with the super chat. We appreciate you, Jacob. Man, I wish we had scored on the last drive, win or lose, or would have put McDermott's defense to the test, and we definitely know if he has to go. Me and Tommy talked about this too right after the game. If Bass makes that kick, I have zero confidence that we were stopping them from going down and kicking the field goal and winning.
Yeah, way too much time. I think there was minute 48 seconds, minute 40, something crazy.
I would have been comfortable with 12 seconds. We watched them do it 13 in the playoffs, and then 13 the very next year with 11 seconds going into half. Bucker kicked the 60-something yarder.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, exactly. So. No. Thank you. Yeah, I told me and Mikey talked to Zach about that too. That's why, when I go back to that game, Mikey, and we talked about this briefly, but when I go back to that game and hearing the post-game talk, the post-game talk drove me nuts too, because the fake punt, I initially thought, because when we went live post-game, we talked about it, that, maybe it was they just saw they had 10 and they quickly changed the play. Yeah. You would think that, but no. McDermott, they planned that. They all week. By the way, how are you going to plan that all week with Damar Hamlin, a guy that's barely seen the field? Running the ball. Terribly executed. 1. 2, he said he did it, Mikey, because he knew that his defense could not stop the Chiefs' offense from scoring. Okay. So, one, I got 2 problems with that. 1, why wouldn't you leave your best player out there to pick up the first down? And Josh Allen, that's 1. If you're going to do that. 2, then why, at the end of the game, knowing that the Chiefs still had almost 2 minutes to go, that a field goal would just tie it up and your defense could not stop them, would you not go for it on 4th down and pick up the first down and then try to kill more time, go for a touchdown, and then force them to try to...
Changes your play calling, too.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't, on that 2nd down, you don't go for the end zone if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down because you want to kill the clock.
Exactly. So where was his head at? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what we're talking about when McDermott crumbles under pressure. It makes, he's aggressive when he shouldn't be, and he's conservative. You know what I mean? He's opposite. conservative when he shouldn't be, aggressive when he shouldn't. It's like, dude, McDermott, like he just folds. And you see the other coach, Andy Reid, and all these other coaches that are just calm, cool, collective. You've been there before. They don't really crumble under pressure like McDermott. You don't see that kind of like dumb stupidity.
No, you've seen Andy Reid, calm, cool, collective over there. Just
yes. Like, okay. Same with Bill Belichick. He's never fucking folded. He's
Speaking of Bill Belichick, this coaching cycle, dude, it's crazy. Like all the big names that you would think would have, been hired. Like there's only 2 job openings remaining. And you have Belichick, you have Pete Carroll, you have Ron Rivera, you have Ben Johnson, you have Bobby Slow Jr., like all the major players. Caldwell still out there. Like there's more head coach candidates than there are jobs left. And there were some surprise hires, like Tampa Bay's OC just went to Carolina. Callahan, the young Callahan went to the Titans? The Browns OC went to the Titans?
I think so. Yeah.
It's just, so many of the big name coordinators that you thought were going to go haven't gone. And then you have the legends that are still sitting there. And then on top of that, now you see our guys are starting to get coordinator calls. We have Bobby Johnson Jr., who is one of my favorite coaches, who I thought should have got defensive coordinator last year. Even if it was just in name recognition by itself, he should have been the defensive coordinator. And now he's gotten 4 interviews for defense coordinator jobs.
Yeah.
As well as Eric Washington. He's got
Eric Washington as well. Yeah. Eric and our
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady, but he'll stay though. I think that was more just but also I think one of our like personnel guys, assistant GM, something like that, also got
Terrence
an interview. Yeah. So listen, they're going to. That's the shitty part of having not a great team. We're not a great team because we won a Super Bowl. Of having a good team, teams will pluck
a good organization.
Teams will pluck away, pieces from your team. And that's where you got a next man up mentality also for coaching staff. What do you feel real quick, Mikey, about going into next season as far as McDermott being DC again? Because it sounds to me from the post game that it's going to be that way again. Do you like that? Did you like how it went this year?
I don't mind. No, I don't like how it went this year. There was a lot of issues. That's why our special teams coordinator was still didn't lose his job, is because he did a lot of the game day stuff. I would like to see McDermott call plays. I would like to see him elevate a defensive coordinator to help put the plan in place and do a lot of those stuff. So McDermott can take over game day things. McDermott can call the plays. I don't give a shit about that. He called, for most of the year. A little bit
less off his plate, too.
Yeah.
If he does that, you know what I mean?
So, elevate Bobby Johnson Jr. into, or not Bobby Johnson, was it? Bobby Babbage. Bobby Babbage Jr.
Babbage, yeah.
Yeah. Bobby Babbage Jr. into the DC role. Let him put together the plans and see how it's done as you groom him into the next thing, into the DC. So then next year, the year after, if it goes well, you can turn the play calling over to him if something's going wrong,
Right.
That's what I would like to see. I don't see it happening. McDermott's stubborn.
Yeah, dude. I was. Remember, I told you at the start of the season, I was a little. I was like, damn, can he juggle both? Right? Like, he's already, struggles as a head coach in the playoffs. Like, is this extra thing on his plate going to affect his coaching ability? I gotta say, the season didn't start too hot for McDermott and staff. We should have never been to 6-6. He said that. He said that in his press conference, and the season press conference, that you can't start a season like that and try to play catch. It's tough. Now we did it, and kudos to him. Like, you got to give McDermott some credit there. He did rally the troops. We did still win our 4th AFC East title. Great. Still got in the playoffs. Great. But we failed in the playoffs. Not great. So I just feel like you said, man. I think if he's going to go into next season as coordinator again, doing both duty, I think you do get some help there, like Babbage, like somebody to help you out a little bit, take a little bit of stress off you during these games, during these like weekly preparations for your opponent next. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Smiley sounds like he's staying too.
That makes me that right there.
Yeah,
alone
he gave him. Sick. It seems like he wants everyone to stay in house. Of course, the players do, because I heard that also by I think it was Allen or so. I think it was Allen that talked about. And we have these guys long. No, was it Allen? Somebody, I forget who it was. And it wasn't Allen. It was somebody else. Was saying, as long as we have our OC and we have this coach and this coach and this coach, like I was like, dude, like, some of those guys don't do too hot. But we'll see, man.
Smiley was a problem this year.
Smiley was a big problem. His special teams was a problem. It was
especially for as much money as we spend on it.
Also, too, I do got another thing too on that game that I got to ask you, and I know we didn't, because we only really talked about it a little bit. The punting thing, right? Isn't that on like you had all week, right? You sign Hawk, whatever that his name is, to a contract. Not that I like. By the way, I wasn't excited about that either. But I'll be honest. I think I would have rather have him out there than Martin, because Martin looked hurt, and I also got messages from people at the game that said when he was pregame punting that you could tell he wasn't right. Like his punts were not good. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dude, like a very important game where field position matters. Why are you throwing out a punter there? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like another coach. Like, this is what he does. Like, that's the things that I'm talking about that bother me. Like little things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope that they do. And if it's not, by the way, if it's not Ariza, and I don't think it's going to be, I really wish it was. I really wish they get him the opportunity in the offseason. But I do hope that they do bring in a punter, just like they did with the previous punters, and let Martin fight for that job again, because I kind of feel like Martin is aging as a punter, and he wasn't the greatest this year. He had a good month a little bit. He had that 1 month where he was special teams, but other than that, I thought the end of the year. But I felt like he wasn't what he was last year. And neither was Bass, right? Bass wasn't right this year. Mm-hmm. You could tell. So I don't know what the excuse was for Bass, because Bass is still young. He got paid. But I can tell you this. I feel bad for Bass because he got a lot of death threats. That's not cool. He's getting a lot of donations to his cat and dog charity, which is great. But he needs to. That's one guy I would say you better put your work in this offseason. You got to get it right. You kick in Buffalo, it's super windy. Better start learning how to kick in that environment, because you're going to be right back there again, and possibly the same situation. So, and if you miss it again, I'm going to tell you right now, if you thought it was bad this time around, it would be really bad again. So get your shit right. That's all I'm going to say.
So Jacob comes in and says, how do we feel if we did the impossible and hire Belichick? Belichick won't be hired because McDermott's not going anywhere. If Belichick was hired, he'd be hired in a consultant role. Yeah, and I would love for Belichick to be hired in a consultant role in Buffalo.
Sure.
That'd be fantastic.
Why? Yeah. I
don't know why he would do, but if he did, that'd be fantastic, because that gives that Super Bowl edge of creating.
Oh, listen, absolutely.
They don't run the same type of defenses, McDermott and Belichick, but I would love to see that mind meld together. Belichick help McDermott with putting game plans together.
Oh, it would be. Let me tell you.
I'd love it.
The only way I see that happen is, one, if he gets no opportunity, which I just can't see happening. Someone's going to sign him, give him money.
I think it was broadcasting. If they don't,
or
more money.
If he doesn't, let's say, then it would be like I think it would be a big. I think the Bagulas would show over a pretty good penny to get him here to do that kind of job.
That'd be awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I just
would
I
McDermott take
don't
offense
see that.
to it? That's the question.
And he might. He absolutely might.
Because if he came in, we won the Super Bowl. Does McDermott get the credit?
Right. Exactly.
He needed Belichick is what everyone's going to say.
Yep. No doubt about it. And if Belichick left, stayed only 1 year and we go right back to the same old bullshit.
Yep.
Oh, forget about it.
The fans would be stoked because we got our Super Bowl, but
right.
that would put an asterisk next to McDermott. I don't know if he would be able to do that. Jason comes in and says, so what position do we go in round 1, wide receiver? It depends on what we do in free agency, Jason, because here's the thing. Me and Tommy were just talking about this. I feel we should go defense in the draft. Get younger. Take what little bit of free agent dollars we're going to have and build out your offense with free agents. There's some good free agent wide receivers out there.
There really is. There really is.
Take your little bit of money that you have in free agency and go build your offense in free agency. You build your defense through the draft.
Yeah.
So take it because you can get wide receiver 6 or 7 at the end of the first round, or you can get defensive tackle 1, 2, or 3 at the end of the first round.
I think you do 2 things in free agency. And when we get in the offseason, when really it starts, because me and Mikey will start really
kicking off.
We will dial it in more. I did a little thing, Mikey, on the free agency, kind of where I did a video on like where we need to be, the cap, options that we can get to start signing some players. There is a couple that I think are intriguing. Receivers. Evans obviously is high on my list. I would love him to be in Buffalo.
Me too.
Physical, taller receiver, fights for the ball. Had a case of the drops this year, but I think he that's rare for him. And there's another guy. It's Derrick Henry, and I'll tell you why he intrigues me. He's right now. I think they have him the 4th best out of the top 10 running backs available in free agency, 3rd or 4th, right? Running backs right now are not getting paid what they used to. This is not years past where we would be like, no way we could afford this guy. Like, running backs right now are kind of relatively cheap. You could probably get a running back at a decent deal now, and I feel like he still has juice in the tank where you could give him a 2-year deal, and trust me when I tell you he would be a difference maker on this team. Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Derrick, absolutely. With him, and then you want to talk about a two-headed monster, a real two-headed monster, and Cook and Henry.
Not a real big goal line back too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Using Josh.
Absolutely. Right. And you don't need to worry about a Latavius Murray slowing down a veteran you're just signing for a 1-year deal. I just think, like I said, I think Henry, you can get him at a reasonable price. And another thing, I get we don't have a lot of money right now. I get that Brandon Beane did say, we're going to be thrift store shopping is pretty much what he said. But he says it all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. You can't go about the offseason not getting some kind of free agent that moves the needle. You have to pick one at least up. You can't just keep picking up 1-year veteran guys that are like Damian Harris who are not going to provide anything. You have to get something. I think we blew it on D-Hop last year. I think he's kicking himself on that. I'm just being honest with you guys. Imagine D-Hop in the playoffs with us last year. I say last year. Sorry. A week ago. Mm-hmm. It would have been a difference. You got to take gambles like that. We've talked about this before. Sometimes with the GM, I know it sucks. He doesn't want to give up draft picks. He doesn't want to do but sometimes you have to. He did it for Von Miller. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Von Miller. I will say this, if Mikey too, on Von Miller real quick. If Von Miller comes back next year and he provides nothing, very
it's his last year of his deal anyways.
Yeah, I know. Then I will say it was a bad deal. But I'm not going to say that just yet because there's a lot of people saying they're really ripping that.
There's a lot of people
they're ripping it.
Also ripping Josh.
Exactly. Just no, I'm just saying but on the Von thing, I'm in the middle of that because and the only reason I'm saying that is because let's see what he does this year because age it's another year of him getting older. Yep. Okay. We gave him a ton of money. It's not his fault that he got hurt his first year. He played very well up to his injury. Then obviously everybody expected him to come back as a 25-year-old Von Miller. It's not happening, this past year, coming back from ACL. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt right now, Mikey, but I'm just saying this year coming up, he's going to be just like Trey White, right? 100% healthy going into the 2024 season. If Von Miller shows his age, meaning he's just not what he was and he's just not really doing anything on the field, then I will say, yeah, it worked out to be a bad signing. But right now I can't say that until he finishes his third season with the Buffalo Bills.
Yep. So Jorge, no, this is not Tommy's new show. This is Friday Night Lights. Tommy's new show.
No, no, not yet. So that show, just a heads up, Tommy Caputo show, that's not for another month or two. That's good. That one I'm putting some work in, guys, and just a heads up, it is not like a Buffalo Bills show. It's going to be a YouTube late night talk show. And by the way, Mikey, there is nothing out there like it. There is no YouTube talk show, like late night talk show, like you would see on television. I'm trying to really do it right, Mikey, and have fun with it. I already have some guests lined up, some musicians. So I'm going to have comedians, musicians. Like I'm going to really try to make this show fun, entertaining for everybody. So you'll know when it's coming out. I'll let you guys know, but right now it's probably a month or two away.
Spen, I don't disagree that it's easier to get vet defensive players than offensive players in free agency. I don't disagree with that. It's just, where are we going to spend our money? We spend so much money on our defense for it to fail every year. I'd rather see us put our money in our offense. I really would.
It's time.
And, but we'll see. We'll see what they just do. Every year it's a little bit different. Mike Evans would be incredible in Buffalo. I'd love to see that. Yikes. Bill Belichick's well below 500. He is, too. Someone put it in here.
He is.
They were talking about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry will probably get paid by somebody. Someone's going to want him. He's going to get paid more than we're going to pay him.
But where I'm going with that, and I get what people are saying, but this isn't, he's not the best. He's not the number one running back out there right now. I think he's the third on the free agency list, right? He's the third best on the sheet. Running backs right now are not getting paid. I'm just saying, they're not getting paid what they used to. We're not talking about edges. We're not talking about receivers, Mikey. We're talking about running backs right now. Matter of fact, they're fighting, like they have a running back committee because they want to get paid more. They're not. So I'm not going to fall into that where, we can't afford him because running back, he's Derrick Henry. Running backs don't get paid what they used to. So I'm just saying he's not the best on the board. He's also aging. So I don't think you can say, Derrick Henry's this 25-year-old running back is going to get a 5-year deal for $80 million. You know what I mean? Like something crazy. Whoever signs him, Mikey, he's going to probably give him a 2-3-year deal where they can probably get out by the third.
$10 to $13 million.
Somewhere around there. Who knows? But who knows? I don't know. So I'm just saying, you got to sometimes make that gamble. You got to roll the dice. I think Derrick Henry has proven that he still has a lot of juice in the tank, and he is a needle mover. You have to eventually do that. Same with Mike Evans, Mikey. Like, he's a needle mover. You can't just go out and get another Trent Sherfield and go, right? This is what we're rolling out with in 2024, right? We signed another 1-year guy, and we're hoping that Justin Shorter works out, right? You know what I mean? Like, you have to eventually go all out. You have to. And I'm not saying Brandon Beane needs to get in New Orleans Saints territory of $80 million in the hole, but you have to. I think on offense, he did it once on defense, Mikey. We were just talking about it, Von Miller. I think you need to roll the dice on offense and give us a real weapon, a real needle mover, not just a third-round receiver that we don't know. You get what I'm saying? That's how I see this free agency going. Now, we'll see. I'm just saying. But if he goes out and signs another defensive guy for a shit ton of money, I probably won't be happy about it because right now we need offense. We need offense. And I feel like with 10 draft picks, Mikey, like you said, work in the draft with him.
You want to know what my biggest fear is? We're going to re-sign Gabe to a big deal.
I fucking hope not.
I like the guy, and I think he would succeed with another team. I don't think he fits what we were trying to do here. I really don't.
And you see the video, by the way. By the way, shame on Bills Mafia. Shouldn't be that. Like, I don't like that. I don't like people doing death threats to our kicker. I was pissed. I said, fuck. I was mad. I told, fuck you, bass. But I'm also not doing death threats. But Bills Mafia was screaming and saying he sucks at the game.
It wasn't just Bills
or whoever
Mafia.
It was.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying there was fans either way. So I don't listen. Here's how I feel like Gabe Davis is still a good receiver. I just don't know if he I think his time's run out here, right? And I think he needs to maybe see a new system, right? New change of scenery, right? Just like Zay Jones did, right? And maybe he'll excel, right? But I don't think it's here, and I think it's time for us to move on and find us another receiver. That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'd love to see us do something. Gotta
do something, man.
Davis, Safford Hardy, please go. Yeah, so it's time to let Sherfield, Davis.
Well, Sherfield, Hardy. So Sherfield was a 1-year deal. He's not. They're not going to re-sign him. I highly doubt it.
Hardy has one more year left on his deal, but we can. But
I think they can cut him. I think they can release him.
They're talking about bringing Naeem Hines back. Did you hear that from Bean?
No, goddamn, dude.
Bean's talking about Naeem being ready next year. I hope we don't really pay him $5 million.
Right, you better rework that fucking deal out. You gotta work that, because I don't mind him as a returner. If you're going to get rid of Hardy, save some money on that, that deal, and bring back Naeem Hines, I'm cool with it. But you better work that contract out, because he ain't going to be on the field on offense. Like, I don't want to see Naeem Hines and James Cook back there. No offense to Naeem Hines, but James Cook is Naeem Hines, but younger. So I don't need that. I need a bigger running back to complement James Cook. You know what I'm saying? Who I wouldn't mind back? Ty Johnson. He's a free agent. Yeah, bring him back.
He played so well down the stretch.
Yeah, bring him back as a third RB. Guy. Sure.
Joey comes in and says the article that I read says Josh Allen's salary and changing Josh Allen's salary is the only thing that breaks us even. No, it doesn't even break us even.
It's only 22
and some change million off of the 40
cuts it in half.
Cuts it in half.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch. I had the list.
You can make three moves and get us in positive cap space. I think it's Allen, Diggs, and Dawkins. I think are the three. You do those three, you can get us into better cap situation.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, there's a lot of levers. Cover One does a good job of going over that. Greg Thompson does like a whole breakdown, sour caps breakdown. Go watch his thing. He'll show you. He can get us. He can listen, and he doesn't even have the same. Guys. They have specialty guys inside of the Bills front office.
Right.
Great contact can get us to between 60 and 80 million if they pull all the levers.
Mm-hmm.
In cap space. So if Thompson can do it, Bean can do it. So it's just a matter of Diggs, Barf. Listen, guys, Diggs is here for the next 2 to 3 years. His contract says it. He ain't going anywhere.
Nowhere.
He's going to be a Bill until he retires. I'm sorry. I know people don't like that, but it is what it is. When we signed him to his last contract, that's what we did.
Okay, I want to pop something on the screen here, Mikey, sure. real quick, okay? So let me pop this on the screen. Okay. So, here's some ways that we can clear that up. Let me see. Was it better like that, or how?
It's fine. It's fine, just like that.
Oh, okay.
So, process Josh's full base salary, $6 million into roster bonus, freeing up $22 million of cap space, 22.7. Process $5 million roster bonus conversion on Dawson Knox, freeing up $4 million. Here's the thing: if you do this for Knox, you cannot cut him the following year. It's going to push him out 2 years. So depending on where you feel about Knox is depending on where you want. Because we could just take Knox's contract and move forward, and then after next season you can cut him. You know what I mean? So if we do this with Knox, which although would free up $4 million this year, it would then push him out to where he's guaranteed on our roster for 2025.
Right.
Extend Dawkins, lowering his 16 cap. I think we should extend Dawkins anyway.
Yep.
Really good this year.
Exactly.
Process Mitch Morris conversion, freeing up 5.5. And if you cut him, you free up even more than that. Although
Correct.
I don't think we're going to cut him. I think he's coming back.
Yeah, last
from
year.
Everything I've heard.
Right. Yep.
But I would absolutely figure out a way to, listen, Morris has also been open to play ball and restructure his contract and give money back if he has to.
Mm-hmm.
He's a different kind of cat when it comes to that type of stuff.
Right.
Extend Tron Johnson, lowering his cap. I think that's a good idea. Extend Rasul Douglas, lowering his cap. Absolutely do that.
Mm-hmm.
Release
Here's
Trey
the one.
White.
Yeah, there's the one that Bills Mafia might not like, but I think it's I think it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
I really do.
Release Saran Neal, freeing up 2.8. I don't think that's going to happen because
I don't think so either. Yeah, and I like him.
We're not waiving DeMar Hamlin.
Now look to the right. There's one more too. Hines and Hardy.
Hines and Hardy opens up 9.1.
Yeah.
Hines is 5. Hardy's 4.1.
So that's the list there.
So there's a laundry list of ways to do this. Extensions, so on and so forth. Also, you can also redo Ed Oliver's contract already.
Yeah,
and free up some cash. There's a few others, but the thing is we have a lot of defensive linemen gone. We have a lot of defense gone.
Edge. I mean, think about it. I was thinking about it too. Like Leonard Floyd did his post game.
Leonard's
and I'm gonna tell you, yeah. I mean, you can tell I'm up for coming back, but I also
he knows this is his last day.
Right. And I don't blame him. And then you got AJ Epinesa. He gone because he had, why? Because he had a season where what Gabe Davis, which he wishes he had, which is a contract year, show your abilities off, play your best football you've played on your rookie contract, and go get paid. And that's what AJ Epinesa is about to do. He's about to go get paid. Shaq Lawson's gone. Jordan Phillips sounds like he's going to retire. Gregory Rousseau, really, he needs to. I still love him. I still think he took a little step forward this year, but I don't think it was a giant step. I think he needs to really work on his game and come out swinging next year because we need him to be at his best. Because right now, if Von's not, if Von comes back next year, and we just talked about this, if he's not even close to what he was, we got a problem, and we need to find an edge.
We have 3 DNs on our roster going into next year. We have Vaughn, and we have Kinsley Jonathan.
That's not good.
We have one defensive tackle.
That's it. Yeah, not going to cut it.
A lot of things. I have a feeling Daquan's going to get re-signed. I really do.
I hope so.
He said he wants to come back, and he loves it. He says it's not up to him. He is going to play. It sounds like Micah Hyde's going to retire, though.
I believe he is. His wife went ahead and did a letter to Bills Mafia.
Yep.
Listen, guys, it's a wrap. If you heard the post game that Micah Hyde did as well, the locker room clean out or whatever, he said it, man. Like he didn't know if he was going to even return this season. That's how bad his neck hurt. He's continuing to get neck injuries. He's had 2 surgeries already. I don't think he wants to go through it again, guys. And not only that, it's his life, man. He has kids and shit. Like he's been in the NFL a long time. I think that letter spoke volumes. I don't think he'll be back. I
don't think so either. We talked about it. We talked about it when he got his last stinger. We would be surprised.
Yeah, the stinger was yeah.
But he's still a relatively young guy in life. Old in the NFL, but young in life, and he has 2 young kids. He's made a ton of money, dude. I will not be upset if he decides.
No, it's fine.
Now, if he decides he wants to play, I have a feeling he's going to play for Buffalo, because I don't think Jordan Poyer is going to be gone. I think Jordan Poyer returns.
I think he returns. I think he stays on his last year.
Yep.
Which is a smart thing to do because if you're going to have to, I'm assuming, draft safeties. And you're going to need a leader back there, and who better than Jordan Poyer, right?
Yep.
So that's, and I just don't feel like DeMar's the answer. I just don't. I don't think obviously Cam Lewis is not the answer. I don't think Taylor Rapp gets re-signed either.
If he signs for low money again, I can see him.
I'll take him back. I just don't. I just have a feeling he won't.
I just don't think he comes back as a starter. I think he comes back as that.
I would be good with that if he decided to come back on a decent deal of depth. I'd be totally up for Taylor Rapp coming back. But he did have quite a few injuries that are a little concerning his first year with us. I didn't like that because he plays very physical. That's the kind of nature. That's what he does.
Yeah.
But he's a depth guy, and so I'm good with.
Two things on that. First, let me touch on this one. If we get rid of Miller, it cost us more to get rid of him than keep him.
You got to keep him.
He's not going anywhere. You have to keep him.
One more year. You can cut him after this. So after the third.
Yeah. So he's not going anywhere. He's gonna, unless something happens in his off the field situation, he's gonna be on the Buffalo Bills.
And I heard nothing about that. I think that's gonna be swept under the rug.
I can see this happening, and just watch for it. Just watch to see if this happens. I don't think they should do this, but it's possible. Sean McDermott loves Trey White. I can see us keeping Trey White.
Maneuvers.
No, I can just they could keep him on the same deal and find other guys to move. They could. I don't think they should. Again, I just saying they could. And then I could see him moving Benford to safety next to Poyer. So we'd have Douglas and White and Elam and then Benford, because Benford was drafted to actually become the heir apparent at safety.
So here's how I feel about that, because I would be extremely nervous with that if that's what they decide to do, because of Trey White coming back from 2 years of serious injuries. I would, if you're going to keep Trey, I would see how it plays out in camp, because I truly don't think Trey White is, for as much as he improved last year coming out the gate, he still was not the Trey White of old. Okay. He lost a little bit of a step. He's going to lose a step. Like, this is another big time injury. He's still, he's still whiles away, Mikey, from getting back. I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from, but I feel like Benford was improving week to week to week at that corner position. I would like, if they're going to go that route, battle it out in camp, see what you got in Trey, and then you got a decision to make. Because if Trey's not, if he's getting beat out by Benford, then what do you do? You know what I mean?
Benford wouldn't be at corner if in camp.
No, I know, but you got
to move Benford to safety. You have to move him
right away. See, I wouldn't. Then I would not. Then I wouldn't be up for it.
But I'm just saying,
I don't think Trey's
what they said the plan was. So don't
risky.
Remember, he came out and said it.
That's
risky. The plan was to move Benford to safety because he played safety in college too.
I get it. That's a super risky move, because if Trey gets, let's say Trey isn't Trey, or let's say Trey gets hurt again, which is super possible, because once you suffer an ACL or Achilles, like the likelihood of you having another one is even better. I'm just saying, then what do you do? Right now you're down to who? Right, you know what I'm saying? Because now you got
you would have
Benford
Elam.
at safety.
You have Elam.
You have Elam, but we don't know what Elam still like. We got to see what Elam. Right, I get what you're saying.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
you would have Elam, and then you would either bring in a Levi Wallace type that you trust, Dane Jackson return, or you draft somebody.
I think we need to draft somebody, regardless.
I think we need to draft someone both at corner and safety, regardless. But
what I think, so here's the deal with the corner. How I see the corner, Mikey. I think we got a problem with speed, and we've been had a problem with speed. Trey White was never, a speedy corner, though he was a sticky corner that can get back on the ball and make a play. That's why he wasn't a guy that intercepted the ball a lot, right? Russell Douglas, I like him. He's taller, but he's another guy that kind of lacks that speed. I hope they go out in the draft, they get themselves a guy that can cover the field, because the NFL is getting fast. We're in a division that's, especially with the Dolphins that are a bunch of speed, and we don't have that to match up. I would, our fastest corner is probably Teron Johnson, right? And he's a slot corner. So
Elam's our fastest corner, and he doesn't play.
Is Elam? I think Teron's a little faster, but maybe you're right. Maybe Elam is. I'm surprised.
Elam's our fastest corner.
But he gets. I don't know. Either way, we'll see what happens. If it was my decision, I think the right thing to do is probably to release Trey or rework his contract out to make it, work out, so we can sign players.
I'm just telling you, don't be surprised if you see something like that.
I wouldn't be. Trust me.
I want to hit a couple people talking about moving Trey to safety or moving Elam to safety. You can't move him to safety. Neither of those guys tackle well.
Yeah.
Whoever your safety is has to be able to tackle. And it's why Benford was the guy that they talked about moving to safety originally, is because he played both corner and safety in college. He has safety experience and he tackles,
Yeah.
And I want to, Levi Wallace does suck. I'm not saying we should bring Levi Wallace back. I'm saying that's a move that Bean and McDermott would.
You're saying like a Dane Jackson or like a 1-year deal again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of those, like that's the type of move they would make. If he's going to be CB3, CB4, fine. I don't want him CB2, but Dane Jackson,
I wouldn't even bring Dane back
this year.
You got 10 draft picks, Mikey. I think you draft a corner and you let Dane. Like, I'm done with Dane. Like, I respect him, like what he did here, but
Austin,
it's time to move.
Our late round draft pick that we picked up last year.
Yes,
played for the Patriots.
Yes,
he played in the league this year. He played on game days and he played, meaningful minutes. He just didn't play for us.
And then we
have the spot.
And then we got Ingram, who they were high on as well, right? We still have him on the roster.
I'm not an Ingram fan.
No, but they were high. They were high on Ingram, so that's another name that's probably going to be floating out there. In camp. I'm just saying.
Yeah. He's fantastic in camp. He's great against 3s and 4s.
Right.
Put him against 1s and 2s, and he struggles.
Yep.
Cam Lewis is going to probably be back too. It's one of those guys who can play. Nickel, corner, and safety. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. It's just an idea. But we're about an hour in, Tommy. So let's jump into our preseason predictions and where we were right and where we were wrong.
All right, let's do it.
On the year. Okay, let me go here. All right. Our preseason predictions. Let me make this bigger. Can you see that, Tommy?
I can.
Okay, so our schedule predictions, you had us 14-3, I had us 13-4. We were both wrong. We ended up 11-6. We both said wins over 10.5. We were both right because we had 11. We both said passing yards 4,200.5 over. We actually were less than that. On the year, we threw for 41.54, so we were under. So we were wrong there.
Okay.
Passing touchdowns, we had 35.5 over. We were wrong there as well. Josh threw for 27 or 28 pass touchdowns. Passing interceptions, we both said 13.5. We both said under. We were way wrong there. Josh had 18. 18 picks this year.
Oh, no.
Sacks given up was 32. We both said under. We were right. We only gave up 20%.
Yeah, we're gonna be right sometimes.
We were right. Okay. We were right there.
All right.
Rushing yards, 2249.5. We both said over. We actually had 2212. So we were
close.
We were wrong there.
We were wrong, but close. It's really close.
Rushing TDs, we said 14.5. We were correct. We both said over. We were correct there. Josh himself at 15.
Thanks, Josh. Right. Thank you, Josh.
Yep. Sacks, we said 39.5. We were actually over there. Our total sacks this year, let me get to the defense real quick. Where is the defense? I think our total.
I think as we started off really good in sack
department. We ended up like third in the league with like I want to say we ended up with like 50 on the year or something.
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
we were up there. Yeah,
so we were way over on the sacks.
All right.
Interceptions was 16.5. We were under.
Yeah,
we did not get 16 picks. Forced fumbles was 20.5. We were actually under that as well.
No.
Overall on the turnovers, we had 20 fumbles. We it's crazy. We only picked up 10 of our fumbles. 10 of the 20 opportunities, 50%.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? Interceptions was 16. I take that. Oh, hold on. I think that.
No, you already said the interception.
We had 18. We had 18, and that can't be.
Oh, so you're right.
Interceptions.
Ooh, or our linebackers picked them up early.
Oh, our linebackers. That's right. So we had 18. Early. So we were actually over on that.
Because I think Bernard had 4, right? I think, and Milano had 4 early on. They both were.
He threw for 4,300. Yeah, I'm getting the stats from ESPN. They take away your sack yardage as well for your total yards. So total pass yards was 41. Josh threw for 43, but at the end of the year, our total yardage was 41.54 net pass yards.
Right.
So
54 sacks, Jason said. So yeah, so we were
okay.
We were right.
Okay,
we were right.
We were over on that.
Right.
Okay, so let's keep going down. The fumbles, then we were actually under by a half a fumble there because we had 20. Offensive MVP, we had Allen, both of us. I think we were right there.
Yep.
Defensive MVP, you had Groot, I had Hyde. We were both wrong there. I think we agreed that Bernard was our defensive MVP. Leonard Floyd was there for probably half of the season, but he tailed off as the season went on.
He did. Maybe showed his age a little bit there. Yeah.
Hold on. Someone says he's looking at. Are you looking at the team stats? Spen, you said you're looking at ESPN. Look at team stats. Regular.
Oh, season. Ed Oliver, Spen. Yeah, you know what? Ed Oliver he would have been a close. He would have been. He's a close second. Like he close first or whatever. Yeah, he's right there.
Ed was right there as well.
Yeah.
Close
first. Yeah, he's right. He was borderline. I mean, I can see the argument because he had himself. He lived up to his contract, right? But I just think Bernard. With the fumble recoveries, with the interceptions, with the tag, he was, before he got hurt, he was, he was our everything right there, at the linebacker position. And even with Matt Milano gone, he still controlled that defense very good. So, a lot of people would argue, oh shit, Matt Milano's gone now. How is Bernard going to perform? And Bernard stepped up, still performed pretty damn good. So I think Bernard was, you have to give it to him. But I agree, Oliver had a hell of a season.
Yeah, Spen, you're looking at the individuals. I went with the team stats because that's what we did our over-unders based off of last year's team stats, not the individual stats. So Josh did throw for 4,300. However, the team stats show at 41, and that's what the 42.5 was from. Yeah. I can get behind if someone really feels Oliver. He had 9.5 sacks. Oliver has
absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't fight.
I'm not going to fight you on it. Floyd had the most. He had the most sacks, but most of those were done in the first half of the season. He tailed off in the second half. I felt like Oliver was the same all the way through the year until the last game, and he just.
Floyd. Yeah, Floyd. Just to go back in time when Floyd was, I would say 3/4 of the season, really. And at one point, me and Mike were like, damn, Floyd is on pace to get about 14 to 15 sacks. That's how good he was doing at that point when me and Mikey got to talking. I forget, it was a little while back on a podcast. We were like, damn, Leonard Floyd's about to get 14, 15 sacks. And you could see, that was like that was like week, I don't know, Mikey, that was week 14 or something, like week 13 or something like that. And he just didn't really get a lot down the last 4 games.
He also twisted his ankle right around there, and
that probably bothered. Yep.
He played through it, but he wasn't the same. Joey Hatch comes in and says Marvin Harrison Jr. is once in a lifetime. You have to get in the top 3, and we're at 28. It ain't happening. We would have to give up like 4 first-round picks to get up that high, and that's never going to happen.
Nope.
Never going to happen. And someone in the top 3 would have to be willing to go down to 28, and that's never going to happen.
Nope. Yeah, so just take that right out.
Marvin Harrison's a pipe dream. Malik Neighbor, pipe dream. Rome Odunze, pipe dream. Like, we're not going to get up that high to get those guys.
No.
That costs way too much. So you're looking at the Brian Thompson Juniors. You're looking at, Xavier Levitt. You're looking at those type of guys, which is why I said, maybe go sign a Mike Evans or a big name receiver in the free agency. And even if it costs you money, you can set up their contract to kick some money down the road when we have it. It doesn't have to have a lot of money this year, but do you want wide receiver 6 or 7, in the first round, or do you want defensive tackle, defensive end 1 or 2? Because at 28, with as much that's going to happen with the offensive linemen, the defensive linemen, the offensive linemen, the wide receivers, and the edge guys, and then a few corners, there's a good chance the defensive tackle number 1 is sitting there at 28.
Yeah. By the way, not football related, real quick, some breaking news. Luka just scored 73 points in a game.
Oh, there's been a lot of those big ones.
Yeah, holy crap.
Also not breaking news. That's, this is more for the wrestling guys, but Vince McMahon resigns as a board member for TKO.
I know he has allegations again now, so he did it again.
He has no role within TKO now.
Wow, so that's it. See you later, Vince. And Royal Rumble is this weekend, Saturday.
Tomorrow night.
That's crazy timing. Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah.
So, and then breakout player of the year. Tommy, we didn't have that here, but we wanted to talk about the breakout player of the year this year.
Yep.
On offense, Khalil Shakir. On defense, Bernard was the breakout. He was also the defensive MVP.
Absolutely.
He was the breakout player of the year. And our offensive rookie of the year, we agreed, Cybo.
Absolutely.
Cyrus Torrance. I love Kincaid, but Cybo made the all-rookie team, and he played every snap this year.
Every snap. And I wish I had it pulled up, but I'm telling you guys, I don't think he had a lot of penalties this year either. Mm-hmm. Like I think he had a few, but like for a rookie, that's really impressive. Stayed healthy. Yeah, man, made all-pro, rookie all-pro. You have to give him the nod there. I love Dalton Kincaid, but we did tell you guys to start the season. Tight ends normally don't have these unbelievable rookie years.
No, he broke a bunch of records.
He had a really I'm just saying, like,
all-time tight end reception record for the Bills.
Well, the Bills have not really had great.
I know. I'm just saying it was awesome to see.
It was great. No, but my point was I saw Dalton Kincaid more as he's going to have a good season, like a solid season, but watch out for season 2, 3, 4. Like once he gets going, and you're going to really start to see Dalton Kincaid go off on the next 2 or 3 seasons with this team. But Cybo got it this year for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, and then one more, right? Which is the comeback player, the most improved player.
The most improved player,
Spencer Brown. Yeah. So Spencer Brown, guys, got the most improved.
Spencer Brown. We were talking about cutting him. Like people were out for his job in preseason, and he locked right tackle down. He was very, very like Cybo and Spencer Brown on the right side locked it down this year. It was nice to see.
Absolutely. Spencer Brown was one of the better right tackles in the league. We talked about this in training camp in the offseason, and we told you guys, listen, the guys, everyone that was worried, because there was a lot of people worried about Spencer Brown. I understand, but we told you guys, wait, give him this guy an opportunity, get down that he's healthy to work with Cromer. Shout out to Cromer, by the way. And boy, look what he could do when he got a year under his belt with Cromer, a year of or preseason that is, and then man, it shows you right there. It shows
he has a talent.
He does, man, and he's young on a rookie deal still. Our offensive line, by the way, healthy all year. That's crazy. It doesn't happen much, guys.
Yep. So Jorge comes in and says, "Wouldn't Cook be a breakout player?" Yeah, you could say Cook was the breakout player if you want. I went with Shakir. Cook was primed to be the starter and be the bell cow back this year. Shakir came out of nowhere. That's why I called him the breakout. That's why I
but one could argue Cook. I can.
He had more. He had better stats.
Yeah, he had good all-purpose yards. I could definitely get on board with Cook, and I almost could get on board with being a split there, honestly, because Cook did really. And by the way, too, Cook was not used the right way with Ken.
For the first half of the season.
Yeah, so Ken Dorsey didn't really utilize Cook like he should have been used the way that Joe Brady did. So because of that, and maybe that sucks for Cook, obviously, because of what we're talking about now, but I guess we could put him up there with him. I would say him and Shakir. I'm going to give the split for me. I'm going to say they both get the award. It's a co.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Spen comes in and says if Douglas was with Bills the entire year, he'd be in the mix for the defensive MVP. I agree. Douglas was more than I expected him to be when we traded him. I knew he was going to be good, but he was better than what I expected, except in this last game. But he was hampered by
banged
the
up
injury.
Yeah,
you could see
he was banged up.
You could see how banged up he truly was. He just played through it, as the guys do. Spencer went from liability to a sound, reliable player. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like our offensive line was really good this year.
They were. They were. I thought they're definitely They trended in the right direction. They took a big step forward. Because our offensive line was trash last year, or even the last 3 years. It's been awful. And this was and kudos, obviously, to Brandon Beane for building that offensive line, and Cromer for obviously, getting guys to play at their best ability. I'm excited for this offensive line next year because now that Sebo has 1 year under his belt, guys, I expect Spencer Brown to get even better. I expect us to even probably get more, maybe a couple in the draft, maybe a free agent. David Edwards, I would like to see back. He was on a 1 year deal. That's a guy that I would like to see come back to Buffalo on a 1 or 2 more year deal. I think he was a great depth piece.
And he was the big tight end, and he played a ton in the big tight end packages.
Figure it out. Like, that's a guy you would want to bring back. You know what I mean? Like, there's some guys, I think Brandon Beane should get deals done. Guy,
so there's a chance that it does happen.
Get it done early. Like, I like some of the deals that they get done early that you can get out of the way quick. And I think that's one of those deals. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like a hot free agent. I think you can quickly get to him, free agent. Hey, let's get this deal done. Give you a 2 year deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it over with. Because remember last year we got the punter and kicker out of the way first. I think. Like, that was like one of our first signings. Like, we got it right out of the way.
Yep. Darren comes in and says, I need this draft to be offensive aggressive. It's the deepest wide receiver draft we've seen in decades. I want 2 big receivers to the outside and put Khalil and Diggs on the inside. I think Diggs moving forward should be a slot receiver. He's with his, I agree. I very much agree with this take here.
I'm good with that too.
There's a kid, his name's Hayden Hatton out of Vanderbilt. Keep an eye out on him. He's going to be like the Puka Nacua type of receiver. I've been watching a ton of tape on him. The dude is just electric. He's like 6'2", 202 something. He's not going to run the fastest, but he runs good routes and can catch the ball. Multiple years of 1,000+ in college, and they're not just little quick out routes to him. They're actual routes.
I wish I remember the Hurricanes receiver. There's 2 of them. Really good. I think they're going to be also like second or third round players. They had really good years. One of them's like 6'3". I forget their name, but fast, good hands, physical. Like, they have 2 of them now. So I think there's a lot of pretty good receivers coming out in this draft that you could
get 20. There's like 20 legit NFL prospects. And then you have about another 10 to 12 that could be, future guys that, but there's 20 legit guys who could end up being a wide receiver 1 or 2 in the draft this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The good news is you don't have to worry about tight end, right? We know that Kincaid and Knox is here, right?
Yep. I would like to see us draft as another offensive lineman, to replace the Edwards.
I would
and,
too. Center, Mitch Morse in the future.
Mitch Morse down the stretch.
Down the road.
Bates.
Yep.
I'd like to see us get a tackle. Javon Foster is a guy who I've been eyeing. I'm out of Missouri. He seems to have like a late day 2, early day 3 grade on him.
Yep.
He's a guy who's been really good. Would love to see him with us as a swing tackle, because we have Vandermark coming back, who was really good on the left side.
Yep.
I'd be interested in what Garage looks like next year after spending a year with Cromer too. Because he was the young guy out of Florida with Saibo.
Yeah, he seemed okay, right? Yeah. if we don't sign a free agent running back, by the way, if we don't, I'm just, my dream of getting Henry. I think the Bills should draft a running back that's a bigger back.
There's a few. We
need that's what I don't. Please do not bring in another short back. Just don't do it. Bring in a bigger back. That's something else you can pick up in the draft if we don't get one in free agency. That I would like to see as well. By the way, Justice Shorter, Roy, I know like you're LOL or whatever, but listen, 6'4", he was one of the best receivers coming out of high school. He has talent. It's just one of those guys that's going to be a project piece here. Mm-hmm. Will he work out? Who knows? But if he does, it's like that was a great gamble to take in the sixth round. Fifth, sixth. What was he? Sixth round, right? Fifth round. I think it's fifth, right? Fifth or sixth.
Yeah, because we took him over Puka, we took him over Trey Palmer, we took him over like two other guys that were really good this year.
Right. See, now that's on Bean. Bean was looking at the project, right?
Yeah, Hutchinson. There's another one.
I still see it though. Like I still see the potential in him. So let's not knock him yet, because there's been guys that we drafted that we could sit back and go back in time. Like me and Mikey weren't happy with Bernard signing or draft, right? When we were like,
I wanted Parham. I wanted to Parham.
Yeah.
And then last year we took Dorian Williams when I wanted us to take the tackle. And Dorian actually played pretty well in the playoff game against the Chiefs.
He did. He did. So, he tackled well. Yeah.
He's the one guy. He's fast and he brings a bunch of impact defensively.
Spencer Brown was a project player. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So some of these guys may come around later, but I wouldn't write Justin Shorter off just yet. Is all I'm saying. So let's see let's see how the offseason goes with him. But I'm not saying expect Justin Shorter to be this dynamic guy next year. I'm just saying he might be a guy that you just be patient with.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Also, the thing that Shorter brings that those other guys didn't was special teams. Shorter is actually an elite gunner. So if for some reason we do let Saran Neal go to save that money, Shorter could take that spot.
There you go. If he can stay healthy, that's the problem with Shorter though, right? Yeah. Like Saran Neal, for the most part,
all the time.
Right. And Shorter, if you follow his career, that's been his problem, and that's why he fell to this fifth or sixth round.
Here you go, Tommy. Harrell and George are those.
Yes, thank you, Jason. Really good receivers. I'm telling you, look for those guys. Look at the film. Solid receivers, man.
There's a lot of good ones out there, and we're gonna get into all the draft talk. Free agency comes before draft. So, and kind of where guys are slotted today versus where they're going to be slotted after the combine and their pro days are going to change. So, but I do agree with Darren that it's time to surround Josh with more weapons.
You
have freaking speed too.
You have to. And I think Bean touched on that too about the speed thing. Sure, I would, you heard what he said, right? I would love to get track stars, but you got to know how to play football. Like, I heard that before. He said that, by the way, the year before. So I get it, Brandon Mean, but they're out there. There is football players with speed. They're not just track guys. You could find them. You just got to draft the right one. That's all. Or find the right one in free agency, And honestly, yes, we could find one in speed, but I think we need the bigger receiver that has good hands, like more of a route running, bigger receiver. I'm not saying we have to be slow and clunky, but like a Mike Evans. Mike Evans isn't like super fast, but he has some speed to him. But he's tall and he's physical.
So you want those second and third round receivers?
Yeah, 100%. But I'm not. Listen, if there's a receiver on the table that's fast and can play football, and he's there early, I'm not opposed to that. Like, obviously, I feel the same as you, and maybe a lot of people here. You have to start dialing it up on offense. You need to start getting weapons for Josh, and it starts with, for me, the most important right now is getting a wide receiver too. Very important, because and I love Shakir, and I think Shakir's only going to get better. But I think I just really feel like you need to get a number two.
Shakir brings Yak. Diggs is a possession guy.
Yep.
We need to get a home run hitter on the outside.
Home runner. Yep.
Someone to because Gabe Davis was our home run hitter. Say what you want about him. I don't even think that best fits his skill set. Honestly, I really don't. But I think Gabe should be run more on some of the intermediate routes. Don't always send him deep, but that's just he was the guy that we sent deep all the time. So,
right.
All right. What's on tap this week, Tommy?
All right. Wow. The first time I have nothing on tap.
We don't have anything on tap?
We have nothing on tap, I don't think. Bro, guys, I have nothing on tap. So, because I'm so used to going, well, Saturdays, this show, AFC, and then Sundays, the pregame show and the postgame show. There's none of that. There is no pregame. There's no postgame. There's no Monday. So here's the deal, guys, before we go. We are going to take a vacay for live. I'll still be throwing some videos out for you guys weekly. You'll still be seeing videos, okay? But as far as live goes, unless I just get bored, I'll pop on a live, But as far as me and Mikey go, we're going to take a 2-week break. We'll probably more than likely do a Super Bowl special show. Yep. And then we're going to take another 2 or 3 week break. We're debating on that right now, if it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks. And then we will return after that every Friday. Same thing. Exactly. At 8:30. Now, the Wednesday show, just a heads up, is Mafia Talk. That show is going to be every other week right now. So they're also kind of taking a little break, but they're going to be every other week. And the Tuesday wrestling show is still on every week. So that's right now. Then the Tommy Caputo show is about a month or 2 away. So there's a lot of things going on here. But me and Mikey right now are going to take a 2-week break, and then we'll be back. That's it. Real simple.
Before we get out of here, you want to give your predictions on this week's games?
Sure.
Chiefs Ravens.
God,
who do you think wins?
It is so tough just to pick against the Chiefs because they are the Super Bowl defending champion. They have Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. It's so tough for me to pick against them. But they're, I still feel like we could have beaten them.
Ooh, Ravens by 2 possessions.
Yeah. So here's the deal, man. I think Baltimore's at home. I think they're going to have a real tough time with Lamar. And I think Baltimore's defense is a way more physical, healthier defense than ours. Yeah. And they're going to really not expose Kansas City, but I think they're going to keep them around the 20-point range. And I think Baltimore is going to be in the high 30s. So I think Baltimore wins by 2 scores, whether that be 10 or 14 points. But I think Baltimore wins. And the other game, which is the 49ers-Lions, another game where I got to say, 49ers have been in some close games. Green Bay almost beat them. I mean, it was really fucking close. And they're healthy. It's not like San Francisco was unhealthy in that game. They went into a dogfight. Detroit Lions are going to give them a dogfight. But same story. They're in San Fran.
It's in San Francisco. Isn't the same quarterback outside the dome?
That's where I was just getting. It's in San Fran. It's outside. And I just feel like San Francisco has still too much firepower on both sides of the ball. But I do think it's going to be somewhat close. I don't think San Francisco is going to just blow them out the gate. I don't. I think Lions have fight. I think they got weapons still. And Dan Campbell is just a really good coach, man. He coaches to win. That is a coach that coaches to win. And I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go. I think San Francisco wins like 31-27. I think it's something like that. That's where I see that.
Here's the way I look at the Chiefs-Ravens game. If it's close, the Chiefs are going to win. The Ravens need to win by
That I'm good with that.
If it's close, don't leave it and don't give Mahomes a chance to end it because he will.
Yeah,
he's just that. He's that kind of guy. Because I have a hard time betting against the Chiefs too. They just
and when it Mikey, it wouldn't shock me if the fucking Chiefs win.
Chiefs win. Yeah.
Now I think I'll be more shocked the Lions win.
Yeah. And I do think it's going to be a good game, but I do see the 49ers pulling out. I have a weird feeling it's going to be Chiefs-Niners. And the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Wouldn't shock me.
I really do.
It would not surprise me.
I love the Ravens defense. I really do. But, man, that Chiefs defense is so good.
They are too. Yeah.
That Chiefs defense
and as long as you got
so good.
But you got you also got really two good coaches going against you. This isn't a Andy Reid McDermott game.
No, this is an Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid can outdo Mike McDonald, who's the defensive coordinator, more than their offensive coordinator can outdo Spags.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think they can put the Ravens in trouble if they allow the Ravens run game to get going. That's what's gonna win it for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Bills ran and controlled the clock on, we won every aspect of that game except the scoreboard.
Yep.
So it's really going to come down to what happens. Are the does Lamar play to the MVP level that everyone thinks he's played to this year?
Right.
That's what's going to come down to. Can Lamar do what Josh Allen did and create above the plays and score touchdowns, or does he make mistakes?
I agree.
So, Chiefs +4, take the points.
Right.
I do. I think I do. If I could see the Ravens winning by 2 scores, and I can see the Chiefs winning a close one. I don't see the Chiefs blowing the Ravens out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see the 49ers beating the Lions. I would say the Lions if it was indoors, but outdoors, Goff is just a different quarterback outdoors. He just really is.
It's true. Yeah.
So,
and he's also. The only thing I don't like about Goff's game is he's a pure pocket passer. And when he does get out of the pocket, he's very loose with the ball. He fumbles a lot. And San Francisco's defense is going to get after him. Like, they're really going to get after him.
If you collapse the pocket, he looks at the pressure and not the guys downfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he tends to, and that's where he gets a little flustered. And he makes some picks and fumbles. Like, he does some oddball stuff that he's like he's a rookie out there at times, when he gets flustered, so we'll see.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the Canadian News Channel posted the 49ers Ravens.
That's funny.
They leaked the script.
Right.
Don't put anything past Andy Reid, Mahomes, and the Chiefs, man. That defense is legit. They always find ways. They're not the most talented team. They just find ways.
I had Chiefs fans. I'm going to tell you this real quick before we get out of here too. I had a lot of Chiefs comments because, by the way, Mikey, that live post game we did is our second best live to date. 8.7 thousand views. Really, really good. We were one of the best. I'm not trying to brag, but we were one of the top post game shows for that game, like on that Bills content wise. We did a really good job, so thank you for obviously being my co-host, and obviously I always thank you for everything you do. Another awesome year with you, Mikey. I couldn't do this without you. Couldn't do this without everybody here. So I want to say thank you once again. But real quick, a lot of Chiefs fans, a few obviously trolls, but there was a lot of I got to give credit, a lot of really nice, humble Chiefs fans that were just humble in victory, and I love that because I'm humble. I am really humble in victory as well in defeat. But a lot of them, Mikey, were saying to me that they don't feel comfortable or confident that they're going to beat the Ravens, and they so I think they're worried. I think Chiefs fans are worried. They understand that their offense is not what it once was. They also, a lot of drop passes as well, like our team, right? They've had struggles this year, so they're concerned, and I understand their concern. They're going against in Baltimore, and they're going to be on the road again. So, but I keep telling them the same thing that we say: as long as you got Mahomes, Reed, Kelsey, that defense, you have a fighting fucking chance. You have and you're the defending Super Bowl champions until somebody takes it away from you.
You have to put Mahomes in the ground. If you don't step on their necks and put them when you have a chance, and you give Mahomes a crack, he's gonna take it. He's just too good.
Yep.
You know. So, although I think the best team left is probably, it depends what Sunday. You know, depends on what Sunday it goes. Because if the Lions make it and they go inside the dome, it's gonna be hard to beat the Lions.
What if Purdy has a bad game? He
did last week against the Green Bay Packers.
Or when he went against Baltimore. Ooh, it's terrible. Yeah. I mean, it was bad.
Any given Sunday, brother. Any given Sunday. All right.
That's right.
We'll be back for the Super Bowl preview show.
We're going to miss you guys. You guys going to clap for us? Thank you. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
And as always, go Bills.
We're out here. Go Bills, Mafia. I love you. Peace out.